Are these seasons?
Yeah, I guess so. I could start saving them as seasons.
That would be interesting. But yeah, so...
Should we roll a die to find out if we should?
What kind of die do you want to roll?
You
can roll it. You're the editor.
Yeah, I'll roll a d12.
Hey everyone, welcome to the new year. I mean, we did already have one episode in the new year, but this is new series, new us.
Yeah.
Yeah. More movies, just a different format. So if you're used to us talking about specific directors, you'll just have to re-listen to last, I guess, season. Are these seasons?
Yeah, I guess so. I could start saving them as seasons.
That would be interesting. But yeah, so...
Should we roll a die to find out if we should?
What kind of die do you want to roll? You can roll it. You're the editor.
Yeah, I'll roll a d12.
Evens or
Let's
odds?
see. Yeah, we'll ask the audience now. Is this the d12? Yeah, it's got big blocks. What? Okay.
Even series.
Evens or series?
Yeah.
All right.
Or seasons. Yeah.
I rolled a 7.
Well, the dice have spoken.
Yes, the dice have spoken.
We
Less
are
work
relying
for me.
on a lot of random generation this year. Between this and then we have The Wheel. So
The Wheel.
this is our first episode spinning the... Well, we spun the wheel at the end of the Bookish episode to decide what movie we would each watch to come back and yap about. So we have our first movie from The Wheel.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what each other watched, so we'll find out in real time all together to find out what movies. The theme...
I hope we watched the same movie. It would be really funny. And then it would just be the format of last year.
Plot twist. But yeah, so we spun the wheel, and the wheel's first pick for us was very generous since it was holidays, you were traveling, I was hosting a lot of family. We got something short, sweet, easy peasy, 90s animated film, if you didn't already see from the title. So... I guess,
watched mine today, technically.
So did I, because I told myself I had a lot of Saturday free, and then I took an accidental nap, and then my sinuses were like, hey, everything must leak all at once. So I know I don't sound sick, and I don't feel sick, but up until just before recording, I've been blowing my nose constantly. So if you're watching on video and I look like Rudolph, I did not lead a sleigh. I have just simply been blowing my nose so frequently in the last 48 hours. And
if I look like I'm swaying, and if you're watching the video and you're like, wow, Dpayne, you look like you got color in your skin. You are like off-white. Well, I just got back from a cruise, and I found out I was lied to by all my coworkers and people that said, you won't feel the boat rocking. I felt the boat rocking every single second of the day that I was on the boat. But I wasn't
stormy?
motion sick. No, yes.
Okay,
At
that's
some
why.
days. There was some things, but there was also calm things. People are like, oh man, I can barely feel a boat. I'm like, I feel the boat all the time.
Yeah, people have different sensitivities to it. But
it was like I wasn't motion sick.
Yeah, the only time that my family experienced any motion sickness was there was a storm so bad that we had to skip a port. So it was just like the waves were just that strong, even though it's so many floors. But yeah, so if anybody wished somebody in an elevator Merry Christmas, it might have been Dpayne here.
Yeah. Could have been if you're on a Disney cruise. What boat was it? Destiny. And it was the Disney Destiny, and I don't really know where we went, but it was Christmas week. We stopped at 2 islands. I saw the Christmas twins. They're not Disney characters, but it was a very cute family with kids that were very happy for Christmas in little red dresses that were like, well, they were that age that didn't know embarrassment, so they just were
Stranger
fear.
danger.
So yeah, they were just like talking to me and the frequent listener while we were stuck in the elevator.
Yes, so we do hope that all of you had some relaxing times during the holidays, whatever it is.
Or else.
Whatever it is that you celebrate. I know for me, I was stressed out a lot, and then everything turned out okay. So I have survived. hope that you did too. I know I was talking to a small business owner, and we were like, "How were the holidays?" And they were like, "How were they?" We were like, "You good?" And they said that two of their like full-time employees both got sick at the same time.
Oh, fun.
And a third one was on vacation. So she was like, I have not had time off. Me like, so we were like, hopefully you get time soon. But yeah, it's a hectic time of year. But now we move into a new year, new movies, new us.
I don't know why, but my brain translated like when there was like a slight pause when you're just like, I thought you were gonna say like, yep, I celebrated Kwanzaa this year, and I was like, oh, okay, that was different. Like, I don't know why my brain like
It was gonna fill in a holiday.
Filled in like the blank, like the slight pause with Kwanzaa. I don't know.
I only loosely celebrate holidays in that I see people.
You have off from work?
And I have off from work. I eat a lot of food and I give gifts. But as far as like a lot of other nuances of it, I'm like, it means different things to different people.
Yeah. I also know that I'm still like, brain is still in travel fog.
You did get kind of stranded for a bit.
Look, Florida just never wants me to never allows me just to be like, here is my plan to get home. And they're like, ha, okay. So,
but you've made it. You survived.
Yes.
You watched a movie.
I had Wendy's while I watched the movie. It was cool because I haven't had Wendy's in a while, but now we get to roll dice.
You and fast food are not very frequently together, but yes.
Yeah. Dice.
So this year we decided a D10.
I thought we said D8, but
D8,
I can get the
yes.
D10.
No, you're right. It was the D8. They look. So I have this thing where I look at them and they don't look different to me in my packaging, and it's not until I pull out both dice that I'm like, oh, this one kind of has a skirt, and this one's just triangles.
This one is I will die if I step on it. The other one is I will die, but with more angles.
Okay, D8, yes, because we like to roll dice that don't get as much love. Last year's D12 made sense with 12 different directors. This year we just went, what's a different dice?
Which one do we like? And it was a fierce debate for about 15 seconds between the D4 and the D8, and it's like the D4 doesn't really roll. I guess neither does the D8, depending on how you roll it, but
the D4 would be a lot of ties, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like we kind of said, and what you can see in the title, it's 90s movies. I think the format we both decided on is we're going to roll our dice. Then whoever rolls, are we going higher, lower, most in the middle?
That's a good question.
What's the
closest
silliest?
To 9?
Wait.
Close to 90. Let's see. Last time we did highest?
Yes.
Let's do lowest this year.
Lowest? Okay.
Yeah.
And
we should probably write that down because we'll forget.
We'll forget each episode. But yeah, so then basically we will just go introduce the movie each of us have watched, get 20-ish minutes to yap about each of our respective movies. If it turns out we watched the same movie without telling each other, then we'll give the movie more time. And then we'll be spinning the wheel again to see what we watch next week.
Ish.
Is there anything?
Are you ready to roll?
Yes.
I am rolling. That is the most middling roll of rolls.
I rolled kind of high, so this might be your year to get on the dice. I rolled a 6.
I rolled a 4.
Oh, right in the middle.
Yeah. I'm on the board, baby. Woo-hoo. Yes, we're also keeping track because it is fun.
Yeah, last year, for the directors to watch, I gave the intro 30 times, and Itisdpayne had 22. Itisdpayne is currently in the lead with 1.
Yeah. I am shutting you out so far.
It's a close race. Anybody's game.
Then I think if I remember correctly, we were going to set a timer for 20 minutes just to do all that, where we will, as I do multitasking to find the app, where we will give a quick synopsis. I think we're gonna try to avoid spoiler end times unless I think it's a good thing to say, hey, if we have the same time, like if we have the same movie, then we'll just go back to the previous, like last year's format, where we can do
Spoiler
synopsis.
Town, yeah.
Synopsis, spoiler town. We'll go into it.
Okay.
Because like I think what we were kind of talking about more with this series is if the other person didn't see it, let's sell them on it. And hopefully the audience.
Or sell them on, you don't have to watch it, because I'm sure there's going to be a point. Like, I was actually at book club earlier, and we saw somebody with a book. They're like, oh, we saw this free in a little library nearby. And we were like, that might be our fault, because that was for horror book club. And we're just going to say, you don't have to read it. You can skip it. But yeah, that's but yeah, so imagine this more so as kind of like, there's a lot of different media accounts that have like my top favorite movies of the year, or top favorite books of the year, or top favorite shows, where you talk about it, you give the synopsis, and you try and sell people on it, but you're not necessarily trying to tell them, what it is, or at least anything important out of what it is. So yeah, so as you lead into your movie, I do have a question, because I debated on this back and forth. Did you pick something nostalgic, or did you pick something new for yourself?
No.
Oh, okay.
This year, I am going to try my best to watch something I have never watched, unless the wheel demands it. Because there are
a few rewatches.
There's a few movies on here that is like, there is rewatch a favorite movie. There's one that I think is. I think there's like at least 2, maybe 3. I just don't see them right now. That it's like. That have the potential or is rewatching something I've already watched. Mm-hmm. So that was
your
my
personal goal. Okay.
Yes, is I want to watch movies that I have never watched this year.
The potential rewatch I could see is the highest grossing movie from the year you were born. Yes. Both of us have probably seen those movies for our respective years. I debated on back and forth. So I'll say I did not watch Iron Giant. I thought about watching that.
That was on my list too. I did not watch Iron Giant.
Because I was like, do I feel like crying? It is post-holidays. But when I was trying to find a place to watch it, I was like, there's too many hurdles between like where to rent it and all this stuff. So I was just like, that's not the one. That would have been nostalgic, because I will honestly say I remember most of the movie and I don't remember the ending. And as an adult, I think that's on purpose. But I ended up watching something that I saw highly rated on lists that I don't remember seeing. And when I was watching it, I definitely had not seen it before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know the movie. Well, here, let me write down my time, and I can start mine, and I can go right into what
your first movie of the new year was.
Yeah. Let's see. So I was going between. I was asking myself this because I was on a cruise, and I'm like, what do I want to watch? Do I want to watch something nostalgic, something I have, going back and forth? And I was really tempted to watch, like the Goofy movie or the Extremely Goofy movie, because I love those movies. But I'm like, no, I want to watch something different. And then I was on a boat that was playing classic Disney movies. Didn't watch any of those. And so I was sitting there and I'm like, no, I want to watch something new. And there we go. Now I actually started my time. My choice was I went with a movie where we actually have watched, I think we watched this director, one of his other movies. Yes.
That's fascinating.
I watched Perfect Blue.
I do like this movie a lot. It's a sad movie.
Yes. So, so what sold me on watching Perfect Blue was I was flipping through there, and this is pretty much shortly after we recorded our end of the year episode. And they were like, Perfect Blue is a like if you want a fun double feature, watch Perfect Blue and it was one of the David Lynch movies we watched.
Oh, is it the one about the Hollywood actresses?
Yes.
That makes a lot of sense.
I am blanking on the name.
Mulholland
Drive, yes.
See, I remember things.
Yeah, so it was watching that, and I'm like, okay, I've enjoyed Mulholland Drive. Let's watch this. Let me see if I can. And then, of course, it wasn't. I found out to watch it where it was saying I could watch it without having to pay for it. I needed the HBO, and I was like, I don't have HBO.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I had enough leftover whatever credits on a certain website to not have to pay for it. So, well, technically, I already paid for it. But in short, Perfect Blue is a movie where we follow I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but Mima Kirigo, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, where she was part of a J-pop group called Chom, and she is, at the beginning of the movie, it looks like she wants to, but maybe kind of heavily pushed to leave the idol group and becoming a pop star, to go into being a full-time actress. And yeah, we see in the beginning, like, kind of some of the little bit of pushback, like where her mom's like, oh, we thought you wanted to be an idol. Some of the people, like, in the I'm blanking on the name of it, that her management was like, are you sure this is what you want to do? And even some of her fans want to. And while she's doing her first production, there's, I guess the best way of putting it, a lot of overlap between what the play is to what's happening in real life to what she is mentally thinking is happening. And there's like pretty much the second act of the movie is just like where I could see where a lot of people are like, oh, this would pair well with a Lynch movie, because it's just like, I'm just like, what?
What's her? What's not? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what is reality? What isn't reality? What is happening? All this different stuff, and yeah, it's I don't know. I will say, it was kind of trippy to watch after spending all day trying to get home on planes and trains and automobiles.
It does use a little bit more brain power than the movie I picked, so I can definitely
Yeah.
see where you're kind of just like, whoa.
Yeah, it was like, ooh, whoa. I think one of the things is that I thought was, funny's not the right word for it, because there's pretty much, she has two different managers, where one is like, definitely wanted her and kind of is like, are you sure you want to be an actor? It's not too late to like go back to being like a singer and all that, a pop star. But Mima's like, no, like, this is what I said, this is what I want to do. I want to give it my all. While the other guy is just, so it's a girl and a guy, and the guy is definitely like sleazy.
Very Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah. Where there's parts where it's like, okay, is he just trying to make a quick buck? Or because there's scenes where he's just like, all right, we're going to make money. Let's go. Let's do this. And there's other scenes where he's just like where he's actually very caring and like making sure that to the best of his ability, I think is the best way of putting it, for Mima. And then it's like, it builds it up where there's just this obsessive fan that he's like, he needs Jesus. But Yeah, it's pretty much after like one of the scenes in that they're shooting for the movie where like it goes into like trippy town, pretty much like with Mima as the fan site that she stumbles upon, which I thought was really funny watching it in current day, because she's an actress. She's probably what, somewhere in her 20s, and she's like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the internet is. What's a ULR? What is this? Blah blah blah. I don't know. And it's just like, what's a computer? What's an internet? And her manager's just like, here it is. Let me set it up. And like trying to. It's like, you got to. He's like, these are hard. It's like pretty much telling your parents like, this is what you have to type in. But she's younger than I am.
Yeah. Because this was
97.
released in 97, so it was probably a lot of the stories written around like focusing more on like late 80s, I would imagine, to give enough time for all the animation, because it's a beautiful movie. I remember I had vaguely heard of recommendations for it, and I saw it was playing in theaters, so I went with a coworker who's like, I would call him like a cinephile, because he has opinions that you and I know don't agree with, because all film bros have the same kind of like, how dare you? Like, I remember telling him I thought The Shining was good, but not my favorite horror movie. He's like, well, you're wrong. I'm like, he's like, The Thing's not better than The Shining. I was like, like, there's a lot of discussion to have there, but
How
I
dare someone have personal taste?
I remember watching this in theaters, and I would recommend it, like, if there is a chance that you see it in theaters. I think it's also a really great experience, because the sound design in it is really great, and I'm sure you've noticed that, because of a lot of the focus is on you not knowing the truth and her not knowing the truth. So when you're sitting in a dark theater and everything is her being confused, and you're just like, wait.
Yeah, it's one of the things when I was watching it. So a good scene that it's actually that she's not in. It's when the writer for her show. I'm just scanning through the Wikipedia to see if I can find the name of the show. I think it's like Double Bind or something like that. I can't find it quickly. Oh, there it is. Oh, I was right. Double Blind or Double Bind. Like there's like it's not she. He's like hearing this song playing, which is like one of her songs when she was like part of the group, and it's like it's quiet and it's like haunting, and then it's just like, what's going on? And then the elevator opens, and it's just a boombox playing the song, and then it's just cut, and then something happens. You'll have to watch a movie. But
Gasps.
yes. So but yeah, there's something as I was watching this, like as you were saying, the sound quality and all that stuff, like there's stuff that I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to watch this again when I don't need to have the volume low because it's 1 a.m. in the morning as I'm watching it. That was really neat, but then also the like just the visuals, like as I was watching this, I don't have really any strong hate because I know like I shouldn't say I know, but I've heard opinions of people who watch anime that don't like newer anime because it like either all looks the same or
It's not hand drawn the same way it used to be.
yeah, hand drawn, and pretty much a lot of the production company, like, and there's some stuff I can agree with when they take certain samples, but it feels like a lot of modern anime, the art is very similar, is I guess a good way of putting it, where it looks like a lot of these older animes, like there was a bunch of like different styles and stuff, and I'm pretty sure there's still stuff that looked the same. Like I can think back and be like, okay, there was still some stuff from like
Yeah, there's
the
still
80s, the
definitely
90s. There's a style, yeah,
there's like the 2000s had same face syndrome for a while too.
yeah,
2010s got a little bit better, but then I think as the speed of which they wanted to get shows to the West kind of like made it fell back
yeah,
into some same face syndrome. So I can definitely see that.
yeah. But yeah, watching this, it's like Perfect Blue. I feel like while I was watching it, it reminded me a lot of like just the time and care put into it. Like, because
It's the same director as Tokyo Godfathers, right?
Millennium Actress,
Millennium Actress. Okay.
yes, which has still some of that like trippy animation, time telling. Like, not everything is, well, in
It's not
Perfect
as
Blue,
it
everything.
seems. Yeah.
Yeah. So, which really makes me want to watch his other two movies, which I heard good things about. Paprika.
That I've been meaning to watch for a long time.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
it
then,
is Tokyo Godfathers. He also directed. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't. Yeah, I was just. Yeah. I don't know. The more I was like, man, I hope this director doesn't come out to be a terrible person like a lot of anime directors. And then they have another one on here called Paranoia Agent that came out in 2004.
Yeah, that looks like a TV series that I've also heard good things about.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it was like while I was watching this movie, it was just there's parts of it that I was just thinking, I was like, oh my goodness, this looks so good, and reminds me of like just scenes of Akira that
The overlapping technology. And
yeah,
everything,
and just like how they did that where it's all hand drawn, but it looks like to us with the ability of computers, it's just like, oh man, was that CGI? It's like, no, they just they were really good at their craft. So, because there's a part there's in the second half of the movie, Mima is seeing her past reflection of herself, and it's just there's a lot of really neat shots where she's like looking, and then there'll be like she'll like a glint of light, or she'll pull something and her reflection will be in a piece of glass or in a window, and it will be her in her idol uniform of Cham, just or Cham, however it's pronounced, and just being like, what are you doing? You never wanted this. You wanted to be in the back. And then it's just that's going on, and then it's like I think there's a really neat scene where I don't think it's much of a spoiler, because it's she gets more and more popularity with the TV show she's in, and they play a scene out, and it's the way it plays out, it feels like she's with a doctor, like a real life doctor and everything, and then it's like it stops, rewinds, as it shows the editors watching the take, or the director watching the take, and then it plays it back and you see what was actually said and what was done, and you're like, you as the viewer like are constantly being just as confused as Mima, who is experiencing this firsthand.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna send you a gift that I think is very funny.
Mm-hmm. See the text.
I was looking to see, because I wanted to kind of jog my own memory about Perfect Blue. So I went on Discord and tried to look up Perfect Blue GIFs as Dpayne was talking, because like you said, there are just a lot of nuances in the animation and things that are really impressive. But one of the first ones, the text says eternal torture and misery, and it's just her on stage like being an idol. And like honestly, that is kind of the theme of the movie.
Yeah. Sorry, I just saw this one.
See, I have to rewatch it because I don't remember what that is.
Okay. Yeah.
It's been I think I watched this before lockdown. Like, I was in a movie theater physically, so.
Yeah. So, let's see. I have to be almost out of time here.
This is the last one I'm going to send to you that I think is hilarious.
Yeah. That's so I this scene I have questions about, but it's like
It's a spoiler.
Yeah, it's a big spoiler for who that actually is, and it's just what is hallucination, what is real, what is actually happening, because it's like there's there's a part where
I'll have to rewatch it if you want to talk about it, but go ahead.
Yeah, it's just when things start to fall into place, there's like certain things that it's just like, what is going on here?
Very David Lynch at that point.
Yeah, and it's overall though, I think my if I would have to give a score, like if I was like, should you watch? Yes, but there is trigger warnings with this. Like, even though there is, for audio listeners, in parentheses, a rape scene in this, but it is part of the production. But there's stuff, there's it's not you don't really see anything, but there is like it's all acted out, but it's almost like weird watching as well, because she's acting and then all of a sudden it's just like cut, and then while she's like mid screaming, and then it's just like, and the actor's like, I'm sorry. He's like, it's okay, it's your job. And then it's just like, all right, we got the camera needs to be, and it's like, okay. And so it goes from there. And then there's like a couple other things where it's like, if like you don't like nudity in your cartoons, there is a couple scenes of that in there. So just look up trigger warnings, because there's a couple scenes later in the movie that could be in there that my brain isn't able to formulate words. But yeah, I do think it's good. Like, if honestly though, as we were mentioning earlier, if you do enjoy Lynch's work, take a look at Perfect Blue. From what I also heard, was that I think the movie Black Swan is pretty much this movie as well.
Okay, yeah. I remember seeing a lot of clips about Black Swan. I haven't watched it myself, but I do believe that one has a lot of weird nuance about fame and like seeing your own desires as a separate like physical entity and what that does to you, like mental health wise. But yeah, like you were saying, just to reiterate, Perfect Blue is very much an adult animation, so be wise, for the kids. Be careful. Just because it's animated, because I think a lot of people would hear 90s animated and assume younger movies. I did go that direction, but you know.
Yeah. 90s, yes, but 90s anime was a different boat, because depending on when and where, you either had to download it or hope it got over in the Best Buy and all that stuff. So it's
as
just
a DVD, yeah. Because I saw a lot of lists were also recommending like Mononoke and things like that as well. I saw Perfect Blue on a lot of lists, and I was like, I've seen them, and I don't know. I feel like I should watch something new.
Yeah. But it just here on the Wikipedia, it says that there it is. Darren Aronofsky, I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that name. He says he acknowledges similarities of his movie Black Swan, but denies that Black Swan was inspired by Perfect Blue. However, his previous film, Requiem of a Dream, features a remake of the bathtub scene from Perfect Blue.
Oh, fascinating.
So,
he might have subconsciously.
Yeah.
Because I have heard a lot of creative people be like, oh, I forgot that I had seen this movie, and turns out you kind of carry it over into your work.
Yeah. And yeah, I haven't seen Black Swan, but I don't remember hearing anything like negative against it.
I just remember seeing a lot of media about it, to the point where I was kind of like, I don't want to watch it because it seems like everybody's talking about it, you know?
Yeah.
But that's just the way I am. But do you have time left on your timer?
Nope, my timer just finished. So, I am But yeah. But no, that's pretty much all I have for it. And once again, if people are like, oh man, are they going to go into spoiler town with this? No, we are pretty much giving snapshots. And if we both seen the movie like we just mentioned, we'll kind of lead in a little bit. But it's more just like, hey, here's what we did. Here's what we watched. Here's why or why you shouldn't watch it. Yeah. So a little bit different from last year.
Yeah. You ready to hand the baton over?
Yep.
Let me know when you've got the timer and your notes ready.
Oh, right. I am writing the time now. So. And I am hitting the timer in 3, 2, 1. Bada bing, bada boom.
I almost clapped. But yes, so I went the route of watching something that I had not watched, but is targeted towards younger audiences. I was searching through a couple different options, but because I waited a little bit more last minute, I did not have an excuse. Ooh, burping. I didn't have an excuse. I was not stuck in an airport. I was not stuck waiting for a way home. I just simply procrastinated.
Woo!
Woo! But I went with... So this is literally an animated film that came out in 1990. And I was like, oh, this counts.
Snuck it right in.
So I at first wasn't sure if I was going to watch this because I was worried that it would matter that I had not seen the first movie for this. I'm waiting to see if you can guess what I watched.
Is it a Japanese animated movie?
No, it's a Disney.
Disney first movie came out in the 80s.
The first movie came out in 1977.
77.
And this is a sequel to the movie from 1977 that came out in
1990. I am drawing. I don't know.
Right. The Rescuers Down Under.
Oh, yeah, okay. As soon as you said Rescuers, like I was like, yeah. Oh man.
So I've never watched The Rescuers, and I had never watched The Rescuers Down Under. And Strider was like, "Oh, this is a fun movie," I was like, "Okay, do I have to have watched the first one?" He's like, "I think you're fine." But funnily enough, right before I sat down to watch this a few days ago, Strider and I were talking about rewatching like holiday movies. And he ended up watching, he was like, I don't think this is a holiday movie, but I know it happens in the winter. And he watched Uncle Buck. And, like, I watched, like, half of it before I fell asleep just because tired from everything. So that stars John Candy. And John Candy is the voice of the albatross in this. Mm-hmm. So it felt like a fun little full circle thing for me. But yes, so I guess depending on the age of the audience, if you're our age, you've probably have seen this movie. I have no reason to understand why I haven't seen this, because this seems like a movie I would have loved as a kid. But if you are a bit younger or you just also happen to miss this, so Rescuers Down Under follows, I'm forgetting, is it Rescue Assistance Squad is what RAS stands for?
Yes.
Rescue Aid Society.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we follow, the beginning of the movie makes absolutely no sense. And it doesn't matter that it doesn't make sense because it's very much just the setup. Mm-hmm. And I quickly was like, did I miss 20 minutes? No, it's just what it is. So the movie opens. We have a young boy named Cody, who is just out in the outback of Australia. And it seems like he can understand that animal, like he can talk and speak with animals, or at least understand them well enough. And he goes and he like rescues the big, I think they just call it giant eagle or like special eagle. But he goes and rescues this large bird who also has a nest. And in trying to rescue and everything like that, he gets caught up with a poacher named, I do have to say, I love how in the 90s, how we named villains, because they're just like obviously villains. The poacher in this is Percival C. McLeach. Like, that's just a bad guy.
Well, that sounds pretty good.
But he ends up holding the boy hostage in an attempt to find out where this bird is and where its nest is. And then it's kind of like all centered around that story. But originally, the reason the boy gets caught by the poacher is he goes to rescue a mouse in a trap. And the mouse reaches out to the RAS. And the message travels through the network, and they end up assigning the same two mice from the first movie, I think Bianca and Bernard, to go
Yes.
and rescue Cody. And we kind of follow multiple perspectives all surrounding saving Cody. So after I finished the movie, I joked with Starter, I was like, that's my favorite kids movie where the kid is not the main character. Like, Cody is there as like tension, but Cody isn't really like, it's not a movie about Cody, I guess is what I would say.
Yeah.
But watching it as an adult is interesting. I think watching anything as an adult is interesting. Like, I've recently rewatched Ron Howard's The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, and we sat there and we went, oh, there's a lot of references in this, and that's some weird humor as an adult. Same thing for watching Jingle All the Way, which I watched for the first time. And then watching this, there's a lot of like, it feels like scenes from different movies that you're like, oh, this was just drawn for kids. But what I have to really commend this movie about, kind of like you were saying with Perfect Blue, this movie is really pretty for being out in 1990. Like, if you had told me that this was animated like in recent years, I'd say it's still better than some recent like animations that I've seen. It's very clean, it's very bright, it's very colorful, and the movements are very smooth. But yeah, so Cody, I guess, yeah, you have the multiple timelines, and they're all very silly, goofy, haha. You have Bianca and Bernard, where you have Bernard trying to pursue the hot lady. In this, he's trying to propose to her, but everything seems to get in his way. Because when they get to Australia, his girl keeps getting hit on by, I forget what kind of mouse he is, but he's clearly like, oh, it says they meet Jake a hopping mouse. So he's the local operative out of Australia, and he sees Bianca the mouse and goes, hubba, hubba, and basically writes off Bernard as being a waste of time. Like, there's one line in this that I thought was actually really rude. So Jake the mouse is like trapped with Bianca, and Bianca's like, oh, Bernard will save us. And Jake's like, good joke. And she's like, what? No, he'll save us. And he's like, oh, you believe that? And she's like, yeah. Yeah. So you're following around with them as they're trying to find Cody and like catch up to him with all the intel that they have. Then you have Cody himself, who is basically just like a pawn, and I feel like he's used mostly just to show how evil McLeach is, because all of Cody's interactions are directly related to McLeach or the I think it's a Komodo dragon, Joanna.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
And I do like Joanna because all she wants is eggs. That's all she wants. And then we have like, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just remembering the scene with Joanna where it's just like, she just like slithers up to an egg, just like, just like scratching it and like testing it, and then I think she gets yelled at or something. Just like, it's a monitor lizard.
Monitor lizard, okay.
I
Komodo
don't
dragon
know
would
the
be
difference.
bigger.
Yeah,
But
I don't know. I'm on the wiki. I'm on Disney Wiki right now, looking it all up.
lizard is big lizard. Then we have the albatross, who has his the John Candy's character. I really liked his side plot where when he's flying in, he like ends up hurting his back, and they have kind of like a bunch of the mice similar to the ones from Cinderella, like they're just the little round mice that are all working in unison, and they proceed to explain medical procedures to fix his back, and he's just like, oh, no thank you, no thank you. But you just have the little nurse mice going, pass the tools. Like, it's very like endearing. All while that's happening, I felt like there was, oh yeah, and then of course, like, while like there are, most of Cody's scenes are about McLeach, you also have scenes of McLeach bragging about how smart he is, but he has a line where he's like, man, and to think I made it all the way through third grade and I've outsmarted everybody. I was like, huh, okay, so. But yeah, I thought it was a very fun time. It's a very fast movie. Like, there's not a lot of breathing time between things, because with all the different perspectives they're jumping between, everything happens very quickly. So I was gonna joke with you that Rescuers Down Under is like, it feels like if Dark Crystal got abridged in some ways, because there's a lot of like similarities in terms of, I guess I would say, like the core morals that they try and cover in the movie. Like, respect nature, care for others, don't be greedy, all these kind of different things. Or wait, not, yeah, it was Dark Crystal that I was thinking of, because this movie is only 77 minutes. And some of that is
Credits.
the credits. Because I was like, oh, I have 15 minutes left. And then they're like, and we saved him. I was like, oh, okay. So it is a very fast-paced movie, but I think that's also kind of nice, especially with like me having no brain power. So you went for a very smart intellectual movie where you had to decide what your opinion was, whereas I went pretty colors action.
Yeah, it's so the first movie, The Rescuers, that's kind of like The Rescuers' whole deal. I feel like it is mice pretty much are going around and saving, like, kind of helping out like children. Because in the first one, it's this girl that is being forced by, I think I'm looking it up right now, like they're like adoptive parents or foster parents or something like that, it's an orphanage where they're trying to find this girl named Penny, and they find out that, once again, hey, this character is literally super evil by their name. Madame Medusa took her, literally stole Penny from the orphanage because she knows where like this like diamond or this crystal is, and the devil's eye, and it's just like her and her, so Madame Medusa and her partner Mr. Snoops,
Very good people. Yes.
yes, they take her and go down into the Devil's Bayou and like kind of send her down into like the swamp areas to like go and find us. And so they're trying to pretty much let's help Penny be free, as well as like get this diamond out and all this other stuff. Like, pretty much let's help this girl and bring justice. And so with the second one, and that's kind of where Miss Bianca is the field agent. She's Hungarian. I'm just realizing this.
They also mention it. They quickly mention it in the movie as well. They have like a conference. They're like, "Who do we assign this like arduous task to save the boy in Australia?" And they look up and they see USA and Hungary are missing. They're like, "Oh no, our best agents. Where are they?" As they're out to dinner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so like he's in the first movie. I just saw it on the wiki. He's like a janitor. He's not really, and she's just like, "You're coming with me." And so I'm guessing they have other missions between that, but I do remember this movie. We had this on VHS when I was younger, and I remember watching it a bunch. The Golden Eagle of saving.
Oh, yeah. Because they do talk about the size of it as well.
Yeah, well, I think it literally is able to pick Cody off the ground.
It picks him up off the ground. He can ride on its back. It can catch him. Like, it is massive.
Mm-hmm. And so I do remember all this. Like, it's been years since I watched this movie, but like I remember. I'm blanking on the name of Joanna is like just doing all that, and how like he kind of, I remember like I do remember like the animation being really good. Like at the time I was like, I don't remember it being all that good, but like remembering back, like there's when he shoots like the cloth net to catch the eagle out of the air, and it's just like it's like this flying sack with balls that like go and wrap around it, and it's just like I still picture like how clear that looked, and you knew what was happening and everything.
Yeah, it looks like the Wikipedia has some dedicated sections about just the amount of like time that they put in. It's also funny that they said that they decided to set the sequel in Australia because they said Crocodile Dundee was popular, so they were like, we gotta cash in on the Australia.
Yeah.
But it
Well,
does
that's
say,
pretty much who Jake is.
yeah. But they do talk about how one of the supervising animators went to a reserve in Idaho and like watched eagles and got like an eagle skeleton from a museum of natural history to draw from.
Hmm.
And it said he had to slow down the bird's wing movements to about 25 to 30% for the flight speed, and that the bird itself had like 200 feathers on it. And it says altogether the character appeared only for 7 minutes during the opening and ending sequences. But yeah, like they put in a lot of work. Oh,
Yeah.
it does say, it says the film uses CGI elements throughout. And it says that they used CAPS, Computer Animation Production System. Um, and this is the first traditionally animated film using the new process.
I
So this is not, it doesn't, it says making the traditional practice in hand painted cells obsolete. They scanned in the drawings and then used the program.
Hey, it worked.
It worked. Like, I thought it was hand drawn, but plot twist.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I would say this was a really fun movie. And it also mentioned that they thought about making this musical, and they went, no, we're going to build this as the first action adventure film for Disney. And I was like, it's definitely an action adventure film.
Yeah.
And I do think if they put music, I could see where it would definitely, like, drag itself out.
Yeah. Well, I think the first Rescuers, yeah, the first Rescuers wasn't a musical either. So
Oh, that's
it would,
neat.
um, yeah. So it was interesting. Like you mentioning that of going to studying the eagle. Like I know Disney, current Disney, like that people have opinions, and it's like I'm not here to say they're right or wrong, but it's interesting looking back at because I remember watching like the I think it was like pretty much like extra scenes and stuff that were like on or like they would have like tapes of how this was made, and like they would like for Lion King was one of them. And I remember
Oh,
just
like those, like,
watching,
behind the scenes kind
yeah.
of, yeah.
And so they would just bring in lions to the studio, and they're just like, and the lion would just kind of just
Walk
chill,
back.
yeah,
Yeah.
just walk around, and they're like they would just have 20 to 30 people just drawing and
Sketching.
animating and learning how to draw animals. And um oh, that reminds yeah, on I was, as I said, I was on a Disney cruise, and hold on, I gotta hit to share. As I kept joking, I got kicked out of the art class for this.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the restaurant, because I remember they had the restaurant there where you could like draw your doodles and have them show up on the screens.
Poop. It says I can't do that. Let me post it in here. I'll send it to you in a second. But yeah, it was interesting. Like I remember watching these like behind the scene things. Oh, but we got like 2 minutes, and then I feel like I talked for a lot of yours. So
No,
anything
you're
else?
fine. I mean, like, my movie doesn't have much depth. Not to say that like it's not a deep movie. There are like messages you can take away from the movie, but it's not Perfect Blue levels of like, oh, there's a lot to discuss here. It's a very much like they rescue a boy. Like, no,
Yeah.
I did think it was really fun. I would say that if you want to introduce a movie to your kids, I think this is a really fun one for kids, because I think a lot of people worry about some of the older Disney stuff because they do seem to have like weird messaging, or historically clearly were not very accurate. Like, there's a lot of classic Disney movies that purposely changed fairy tales so you don't get the same messaging for kids that some people would prefer to have. But I think this one is a very straightforward, hey, take care of your environment and don't poach things and don't be a bad guy. Like, it's a very straightforward message that I think still holds up very well today. I like how in the very beginning they show the evil guy literally destroying the forests, And I did in my mocking voice, why do all the millennials like worry about climate change? I don't know. Every single one of our movies said don't destroy the planet. I don't know what you want.
Yeah. It's like Ferngully before Ferngully.
Yeah, I thought about watching Ferngully because I had that VHS, but it scared me as a kid. But as an adult, I'm like, oh, it has Tim Curry in it as the bad guy. And I've heard people say, like, Tim Curry as that bad guy was kind of like an awakening for them. And I was like, maybe as an adult, I'll be less scared of Tim Curry and I'll be able to watch this. But it slipped my mind because when I was looking up lists of 90s movies, Rescuers Down Under kept popping up a lot.
Yeah. No, yeah, unfortunately we would not have the same movie this time because as I said earlier, I am trying to not watch any movies that I previously watched. So
yeah, we still have 49 other movies where we might watch the same movie. Are you ready for me to record a little spinning wheel action?
But I did send you a picture of we went to a drawing class and we were drawing Goofy and I messed up the chin and so I just drew Goofy jacked.
You gave him a full gym lift routine.
Yeah, I'm just like, well, I made his neck thick and he's got big broad shoulders now, but I was like, well, and so I sent it to my brothers who weren't on the cruise. I'm like, I'm not allowed back in art class.
It's funny. All right. So, anything else you want to let the people know before I spin for the next prompt for next week?
Not that I can think of. The train is coming by, but I don't think anyone can hear that. Yeah. So we're just having fun. Let me write down the time for the wheel. Well, I guess you can spin the wheel now.
Yeah, I'll make sure to get it recorded.
Yes. We found out last week that the recording on Zoom messed up all the boxes. So now we are recording it separately. So whenever you are ready, let me know when you are clicking it.
Okay, so I just hit start recording and I'm going to spin the wheel. It's been so fast. I'm just like,
Spin, round it goes.
Next week's movie prompt will be movie with a poster you think is cool, and there's a link attached for potential movie options for suggestions.
Woohoo! There's a chance that we will. There's a chance that we'll always watch the same movie. I know it's here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Yes. And for anyone that is also wondering, we are purposely not telling anybody, not anybody, but we're not telling each other what we are watching. So that way it's as much a surprise when we tell each other. But with this list, there's let's see, there's 50 movies on this list, and I know there's a couple. Well, the first one we saw together, that was last year.
The first,
the
first prompt, or
the first movie on the link.
Oh, okay. I didn't click the link yet.
Yeah, I was just clicking through there, just taking a peek. So any poops. Yeah, so come back next week and we'll make sure that the link for that is if you guys want to check out movies that we didn't watch, that they will be in that'll be in the description for next week. So anyway, do you have anything else you would like to say to the peoples?
Go watch. Oh, okay, I see. You mean number 50 on the list is a movie we watched? Okay.
Yeah. I don't even know what number 1 is on this list.
I saw the preview and I was like, we also watched one of the movies in the preview.
Oh shoot, this is one of those multiple pages ones. Oh wait, no, they just all didn't load. Going down all the way to number 1. Oh, I see a couple on there that I know we watched. We didn't watch number 1. Let's see. We watched number 4 on this list together. Number 7. I'm not going to scroll through this whole thing.
Yeah, that's a lot of options. But what I was gonna say is, we both enjoyed the '90s animated films that we went off and watched on our own, and it turned out we have watched each of ours just many years apart. So, if you are comfortable with adult animation with darker themes and some chances of terrible psyche problems that are explored, Perfect Blue is a fantastic movie. Beautifully drawn, great music. If you want something quick, zippy, easy action adventure without a lot of, having to delve into bigger ideas, Rescuers Down Under is a very fun time. So hopefully you enjoy these recommendations. Hopefully we have even more in the upcoming episodes for everybody.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to say except for see you next week. Bye.